Hello, ladies and gents. We are playing Imperium, made up of AdMech and Imperial Fists, 2,000 points, against Space Wolves. We are playing Cloak and Shadows, mission number 5 in the Maelstrom. So this is the one where the objective, the mission cards are all secret, so we can't tell each other what they are. There's another rule in play called Cover of Darkness. So anything that's further than 18 inches away that you shoot at, you're at -1 to hit it. But there is a new stratagem in play as well. One command point, you can light up essentially an enemy unit so you don't have to suffer the -1. Dawn of War, so we're playing across the board that way. Alex has picked his deployment zone. He's taking the far end of the table. I'm getting this side, and I will be deploying first, and probably not going first, actually, looking at the different army sizes. But I'll probably seize in a minute. He's given me a very strange look from across the other side of the room. So we'll come back after we've seen the armies and deployment, and then one or other of us will try and seize. Okay, so this is 2,000 points of Space Wolves. It's a Vanguard detachment?
Yes.
Yep, okay. So HQ.
Okay, so first off is a Wolf Guard Battle Leader.
Yep.
On a Thunderwolf, Frost Axe, Storm Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Then we've got our main man, Arjak Rockfist.
Yep, okie dokes. Troops.
Okay, so we've got 2 squads of 5-man Grey Hunters, so they're exactly the same on both. In there is a Sergeant, which is denoted by the Power Fist model.
Mm-hmm.
And he has the Power Sword, unfortunately.
Okay.
But there's 2 plasmas in there as well.
One in each, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, let's just move our jacket out of the way slightly.
So in the elites, I've gone for some Terminators, some Wolfguard Terminators.
Mm-hmm.
4 Thunderhammer Storm Shields and 1 Wolfclaw.
Okie dokie. Next elites, where else are we going down here?
Yeah. So Venerable Dreadnought, WYSIWYG, so
Axe and Shield.
Axe and Shield.
Excellent.
Yeah. And our Murderfang.
Nice. He's always good fun.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Any other elites? Oh yeah, this guy.
So I haven't finished painting this guy at the moment, but he's basically, obviously it's Sakaran and it's WYSIWYG.
Excellent. So Lascannon Sponsons.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
For heavy support, may as well.
Heavy support. So got our Siege Dreadnought, the Leviathan.
Yeah.
And WYSIWYG.
Okay.
Apart from the fact that he has flamers in here.
Ah, right. Okay, cool.
But
so
yeah,
no Volkite.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And Thunderwolf.
Thunderwolves.
No, sorry, you can go here. Yeah, so these are going to be our 2 Cyber Wolves.
Okie dokie. They've got any upgrades, have they? As in, I don't think they can take any.
No.
Then we've got some Thunderwolves. I'm just going to move that guy slightly forwards. There we go.
Yeah, so Thunderwolves, and again it's WYSIWYG.
Okay, so that's what, 3 Wolf Claws, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
And a Thunderhammer, and
Storm
all
Shields.
Storm Shields.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be entertaining to take down.
Yeah, so obviously the Cyber Wolves are in one together. So
okay,
it's
cool.
2, it's 2.
2 fasts.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
So these are my new wolves. I hope you like the paint job.
Yeah, they're looking pretty damn good. Let's see if they can do anything useful on the table.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Cool. Okay, and here is 2,000 points of Imperium to go up against the Space Wolves, made up of a battalion. No, which one's the middle one? A battalion detachment. It is, isn't it?
Battalion's the 3 points.
Yeah. Yep. A battalion detachment of AdMech and a Vanguard detachment of Imperial Fists. So, first HQ for the AdMech and Warlord is Belisarius Call. Obviously, no upgrades on him because he's just what he is. Second HQ is a Tech Priest Dominus. He has the Volkite Blaster and the Macro Stubber. First troops, 5 Rangers with 2 Transuranic Arquebuses and an Omnispex. Second troops, 10 Vanguard with 2 Plasma Calivers and an Omnispex. Third troop choice, 3 Breachers with Torsion Cannons and Arc Claws. First heavy support is an Onager with Neutron Laser and 2 Cognis Heavy Stubbers. And the second one is an Onager with the Icarus Array. Moving into the Imperial Fist Vanguard detachment, we've got Captain Lysander, Slight proxy, but that's Lysander. 5 Thunderhammer and Storm Shield Terminators. There. 6 Vanguard Veterans. The Sergeant has Power Fist and Storm Shield. The rest of them have Power Axes and Storm Shield. I'm riding in a Rhino with no upgrades on that. And then a 10-man. Got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I need to find one more guy. 10-man Stern Guard squad with 2 missile launchers in there. So that is 2,000 points. Well, it's actually 1,999 points of Imperium. Right, so that's the end of deployment. Alex finished deploying first, because we can't count, and I made some changes to what I was planning on deploying. So I'm going to try and seize in a second.
This is always you trying to seize.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So let's just talk you through it. We've got the Vanguard Veterans in their Rhino. They are sat on an objective there. The Rangers in the building. Half of the Stern Guard with one of the missile launchers and the Sergeant there at the back. Second half of the Stern Guard with the other missile launcher. 10 Skitarii Vanguard. Call, Icarus Onager, Breachers, Neutron Laser Onager, Tech Priest Dominus, and in reserve we've got the 5 Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminators and Lysander. And coming over here...
I love the fact that we've kind of almost got the same kind of...
Yeah, pretty much. It is pretty much the same, actually. Yeah. Based on the rules and stuff, actually. It's pretty close. Space Wolf deployment, we've got 5-man Grey Hunter squad. The Leviathan, the Venerable, and we've got the Murderfang boy band over here. With Murderfang and the Venerable in the middle.
Wrong direction.
Wrong direction, yeah. Hopefully so, they'll head off this way somewhere. The Sakaran and the Cyber Wolves are in the building.
I do apologise for the placement of the Sakaran, but...
As per the new FAQs, it's got to be entirely within the cover to get cover.
Aesthetically, it looks horrible, but I need the cover.
The Wolfguard Battle Leader at the back, giving a buff to the Sakaran with the rerolls to wound. In reserve, 5 Wolfguard Terminators and Arjak in Deep Strike. We've got the second squad of Grey Hunters sat on that objective. What's that, number 5? And we've got the Thunderwolves at the back over here. So because Alex finished deploying first, time on a tradition, I'm about to steal the initiative from him. He's going to be not very happy about it.
I'm just going to cry.
So let's see what happens. Where are we? There it is. That's what we want right there. That one.
It makes me feel sick.
That one.
It makes me feel sick.
That one. Shall I try and... I'll tell you what, I'll make you... I'll build up the tension a bit.
Don't. Oh!
That's a 3. Okay.
Do you want a command
So...
point?
No. So Space Wolves going first. Command point wise, I have 7, because I've got Battle Forged, a Battalion and a Vanguard. Alex has 4. This is all noted down. It's secret objectives, so what we'll do is, once Alex draws his objectives, he will take the camera, talk, and show them to the camera without telling me what they are.
4, did you say?
3.
3, sorry.
Yeah. So once he's done that, he'll do that, and then he'll try and get them all and kill me, and we'll see what happens. So that's that. We'll go on to turn 1 coming up.
So these are the objectives I got, so Matt doesn't know. So the first one there. That might be quite difficult, given the nature of where it is. And then this one, which should be achievable, he says. And finally, which might be difficult for now, but definitely one for the future.
Alright, that's the end of the movement phase for the Space Wolves. In turn 1, the Dreadnought boy band has just moved forwards. Wrong direction, I think we've named them. The Grey Hunters have just moved up into the building to grab that objective. Murderfang and the Venerable Dreadnought advanced. It's important to note. The Cyber Wolves just tucked into there a little bit. He's sat on that guy's base, so I'm just going to shift him slightly. Here we go. Sakaran didn't move. Battle Leader didn't move. Grey Hunters didn't move. Unsurprisingly, they're sat on an objective. Thunderwolves moved up forwards. And then at the end of the phase,
They advanced as well.
Oh, yep, I beg your pardon. Yep, they advanced.
1 mighty inch.
The Wolfguard have deep struck in there, and the Arjac Rockfist has dropped in there. Important to note, I forgot to mention it during the Seas, I chose Shroud's Arm as my canticle for this turn. So we're going to shooting now, because there's no psychics for the Space Wolves. Okay, so that's the end of the shooting phase in turn 1 for the Space Wolves. The Leviathan, with its 2 Gravflux Bombards, killed 2 of the breachers and put the last one down to 1 wound. The Grey Hunters in this building here then tried to take off that last wound with the bolters, but passed my saves or didn't wound or something.
There's only a couple that can even see. So, yeah.
The Sakaran fired las cannons and the accelerator autocannon at the Icarus Dunecrawler. This one here. Took 6 wounds off him with a las cannon.
5. Took
5 wounds off him with a las cannon, so I need to change the dice in there over there. He's got 11 wounds in total. And then the heavy bolter in the hull there tried to finish off the last breacher, but I made those saves. Mm-hmm. So that's all for the shooting. Have you got any charges to do? I think there's actually only one that could make it.
It's this squad, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
Into either one of those 2.
Yeah.
I need to have a think.
Okie dokie, we'll come back after Alex has thought. So Alex has just decided where he's going with his charge. The Wolfguard Terminators are going into my Vanguard, which is an interesting call. It's a shed load of Overwatch coming your way, which will resolve, and then we'll sort the charge range out after that. Alright, so that's into the charge phase. The Terminators made it in.
Yay!
I would have killed one with a 6 from a radium carbine to wound, so it would have done 2 wounds, but Alex made a command point reroll on his arm save. So they're in there. And that's it. Arjac tried to charge in as well, but he rolled a 4. And he did a 12. It was desperate times.
It was.
So that's that. So we'll do the fight, we'll come back afterwards, and then we'll see if Alex has got any objectives. Right, so the Wolfguard ran in, smacked me around a bit, killed 4 of my Vanguard, which was actually fewer than I was expecting you to kill, I have to say. And then I didn't do anything back, which was awesome. So we're going to the morale phase now. I may as well do it on camera just because it's only 2 rolls. My Breachers lost 2 guys. Their leadership 7 because they're outside of the bubble that I gave that guy. I gave Call for his Warlord trait. So they're fine with a 1 in there. And these guys lost 4. I think their leadership 8 with their alpha, so they're 9 with calls plus 1. 4 plus 4 is 8, so I think they're fine. I'll double check, and if not, I'll come back in a second and I'll tell you how many removed. Okay, my mistake. An alpha is actually leadership 7, but they're within 6 inches of Call, who gives plus 1 leadership because of his Warlord trait. Rolled a 4, lost 4, equals 8. All good, they're fine. So we'll go into Imperium. Oh, how many did you score? What objectives?
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, don't tell me the failed ones, just the ones that you scored.
So I made Secure Objective 5.
Okay, where's 5? That one? Oh, conveniently the one that your Greyhounders are going to sit on all game, I imagine?
Yeah. And that is it.
Okie dokie.
Can I get rid of an objective?
Yep.
So I'd like to burn 1.
Okay, cool. So just put it somewhere else. So 1.20 at the end of Space Wolf turn 1. We'll go on to AdMech now and see what I can do in return. Okay, just realised I forgot to do my objectives before I moved those guys, but that's fine. Where's the camera? There it is. That's my first one. So, well, we'll see. Maybe.
Domination.
That's the second one, which is an interesting one, which is probably going to be okay, I think. And that's the third one, which again should be alright, I reckon. Maybe. We shall see. So, yes, Imperium turn 1 coming up. Okay, so that's the end of the movement phase for the Imperium. Over here, the Vanguard got out of the Rhino, moved up as far as they could, so they've got a relatively short charge into the Thunderwolves. It's probably a bad idea, but it's probably better than him charging me. These guys shuffled around a bit. The Rangers didn't move, mostly because I forgot about them, but also because they don't need to move. I forgot they were there because they're quite well camouflaged in that building. The Stern Guard didn't move. These guys just shuffled around, so all the bolters are now viewing the Terminators. The Vanguard fell back, so I can shoot the Terminators. Cole stayed where he was, because he's going to repair this vehicle. In fact, we'll do that now, because it's the end of the movement phase. D3 wounds back on that Onager. 2. So he's up to 8, so we'll sort that out in a second with a new die. And the Tech Priest moved forwards, so he's within an inch of that guy to fix him. He gets 3 wounds back, so he is fine.
God damn it.
And the Onager moved slightly sideways to allow the Priest through, and that's it. Then over this side, the Thunderhammer Terminators and Lysander have dropped in at the back, 9.1 inches away from the Sakaran. So I'm going to try and charge that and see if I can get rid of it, because it's kind of scary. Yeah, that's that. So we're going to movement phase, shooting phase now for the Imperium. Okay, that's the end of the shooting phase in turn 1 for the AdMech and Fists, and it was dismal. I think I did 2 wounds, and that was it, with the entirety of my shooting. Four wounds, sorry, 4 wounds. I put 1 on the Leviathan, 1 on the Terminator, and 2 on the Wolf Lord over there, with the Transuranics on that Wolfguard battle leader. I'm not going to go over what shot at what, because it was pointless and it will be a waste of everybody's time, basically. So
Reasonable.
Lots of stuff, shot at lots of things, and I did nothing, basically. So we'll go on to the assault phase now. The Terminators at the back are going into the Sakaran, I hope. And I'm sort of tempted to throw Call in at them, but at the same time I think he'll probably die. But I might chuck the... Maybe I'll chuck the... Yeah, so these two, the Tech Priest and Call, are going to go into the Terminators, because I reckon I could probably do a bit of a number on them. And the Terminators and Lysander, hopefully, are going into the Sakaran. So we'll come back after we've resolved any Overwatch and I've made any charges. Right, so that's the end of the charge phase, I guess we'll call it. The Terminators failed their charge against the Sakaran. Didn't even... I suppose I could have used a reroll on the 2, because it's a 9-inch charge. Let's do it, see what happens.
What?
So I got a 3 and a 2, basically. A 3 and a 2, so I'm going to re-roll the 2 in the vain hope of getting a 6. That's a 5. It was close. Okay, so that was wonderful. And Call and the Tech Priest made it into the Terminators. I think that's probably a bad idea. Oh, I haven't charged over here. Have you got any Overwatch?
They might have grenades.
They might do. Probably do.
I've never used them before.
A frag or a crack? A frag has more shots. Crack is higher strength.
Let me just check.
I mean, I'm getting my corn painted up now, because Wolves versus corn would be...
That'd be quite good, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Basically, I'm just going to agree with you. They have frag and crack grenades.
Okay.
They have bolt pistols, but that's something I would have replaced with probably a storm shield.
More than likely.
Yes. So, okay, let's...
Because why wouldn't you?
They can all fire one?
Nope. One grenade.
I may as well do frag.
Okay. So D6 shots.
3.
Excellent.
More chance to get a 6. New.
Okay. So probably need a 4.
4, probably.
It's a 7.
That's a 7. That'll do.
I saw the 1 and got
Roll in.
excited.
Okay, so they're in. We'll resolve the combats and we'll come back after that. Okay, so that ended up being not a particularly good idea, any of what I did. So the Vanguard ran in there, did absolutely nothing, and then got destroyed by the Thunderwolves in return.
It was absolutely insane rolling, though.
Oh, I did kill 2 Terminators.
Yes.
So that was okay. Call and the Tech Priest, I think it was just Call that did it, killed 2 Terminators. And then they hit back on the normal Tech Priest and did 3 wounds to him. That's the end of the assault phase. So that's the end of my turn, rather. So I don't score that one. I do score that one. I'll have to work out how many it is in a second. And
no models in the middle of that.
It is indeed, yeah. And I don't score that one because when I moved those Terminators to pile them in, I moved them forwards when I should have moved them backwards if I was being a dick and playing for the objective. So I don't score that one. So let me work out how many. Well, there's none of your models within 12.
Mine's here. My model's here.
So I think we worked out the centres about there.
So it's...
No, not within 12.
But there's one about 18, isn't there?
No, it's 6 or 12.
Oh, really?
Yep. So the rule is 1 if there's nobody within 6, and D3 if there's nobody within 12. So D3. 4. So that is 2 victory points for me. Alex scores first blood in my turn, which is awesome, with his Thunderwolves killing my Vanguard. So the score is currently 2 points to 2. And we'll go into Space Wolf turn 2 in a second, but I am going to use, if I can find my canticles. I am going to use Litany of the Electromancer. Roll a d6 for each enemy unit that is within 1 inch of an effective unit. On a roll of 6, it suffers d3 mortal wounds.
Sorry,
so
I missed that.
I might get really lucky. Basically, I need to roll a 6 because of the Terminators are within an inch of my guys, and if I roll a 6, you take d3 mortal wounds. Oh, right. So I really need to roll a 6 to do that. So in fact, I'll do that now.
Once per game?
Unless I roll it again later. You can only choose each canticle once, but you can roll them again later. So let me roll that now. I need a 6. That is a 3. Use a command point. Why not? That is a 3. That adds up to 6. 2 3s adds up to 6. Right, so that's the end of my... No, that's the end of the pre-turn. The pre-turn phase where I choose my litany, my canticle. So Space Wolf's turn 2 coming up.
Okay, so this is my second round of objectives. So first off, I've got this one, which is probably achievable. I've got that one, which was carried over from the previous turn, and then that one, which again, I'm getting very fortunate, and yeah, I should be able to, given the battlefield, I should be able to get that one. So yeah. Bring on turn 2. Movement,
Space Wolf's turn 2. Venerable, Murderfang and Arjack move forwards. This guy moved forwards as well, I think, a couple of inches.
Yeah, just a couple. He's still in range of that. Yep. But also now he's in range of those.
Yep. Grey Hunters moved out of cover to shoot at the Terminators and Lysander. The Sakarans broken cover and moved over this way. The Wolfguard battle leaders moved up. Those Grey Hunters have stayed where they were. And the Wolfguard... Thunderwolves have moved around the corner that way, going after those Stern Guard over there, probably. So, shooting phase, Space Wolves turn 2 coming up. Alright, that's the end of turn 2 shooting for the Space Wolves. Not overly successful. I think you killed 2 models, but one of them was yours. So, that was pretty interesting. The Sakaran moved and was out of 18 inches of everybody, so it was hitting on 5s. So, fired the accelerator cannon and... In fact, there's no point because we did the same as we did for my turn. Essentially, lots of stuff shot, not much did anything. The 2 grav flux bombards from the Leviathan killed a Terminator, who had 1 wound left anyway.
Yeah, stupid.
And, oh yeah, then the plasma gun from the Grey Hunter squad there blew himself up with an overcharge.
It didn't even get hit.
It didn't hit with his second shot. So that's the end of the shooting phase. Assault phase coming up. What charges are you going for? These dudes, I would assume.
It depends what the charge range is.
-2 because of the crater.
So that'd be what? It's probably a 5.
7. You'll need because of -2.
If it's within an inch, so 6.
6.
Yeah, I'll charge.
And then we've got the Venerable, probably Murderfang, probably Arjack.
Yeah, everything there.
That's probably it. I don't know if you're putting your Grey Hunters into the Terminators. No. Probably not. Right, so we'll come back after any Overwatch is done and any charges are made. Okay, so that's the end of the charges. The Thunderwolves got into the squad here, no damage. 1 wound on Overwatch, actually. Arjack made it into the Tech Priest. Murderfang made it into the Tech Priest. The Venerable Dreadnought made it into the Onager and that guy, because he's within an inch. And took 2 wounds to Overwatch.
Oh, so I could have moved them round. So I could have done it like this, right? So that's what I could have done.
Yeah.
Okay, would you let me do that?
The Venerable made it into the Onager.
I don't have to do that.
And yeah, let's do some combat. Okay, so that's the end of the assault phase and the end of the Space Wolf turn 2. Thunderwolves charged in here, killed 3 of my Stern Guard. I did nothing in return. The Venerable charged into the Onager, took 6 wounds off it. The Murderfang charged into the Tech Priest, who was in there, took the last 2 wounds off him. Terminators did 3 wounds to Call, and then he killed all of them in return, which was surprising, I have to say, considering they weren't Storm Shields. What did you score?
I scored number 5.
Okay.
Which is, I'm getting pretty lucky with that, I must say.
I think there are only 2 of those cards though in the deck.
Oh right.
They're both definitely secure, not defend.
Defend. Oh, and secure.
Defend's 2 turns.
Oh, that was the one I just got. So okay,
So you get it next.
Okay.
I get it.
So you get it next turn.
Sorry,
yeah.
that's a good point.
I've forgotten what card he's got because we're playing secret objective missions. I can't remember what that was.
Yeah, and no, I cannot
Okay.
do this.
Cool. So the score remains 2 points to 2.
So moving into the AdMech pre-phase phase now.
No, that's only at the start of the game turn. Thank you very much.
Why does anyone
Will.
watch these battle reports?
No,
How to play it.
No, the pre-turn AdMech phase is before the game turn rather than the player turn. Thank you very much.
Good job Will's turned up.
It is.
This battle report just to give them back.
Just to have some beer and take the is brilliant. Right, okay, so Imperial Fists and AdMech turn 2 coming up. Okay, so these are my objectives for turn 2. The top one is the one I've just drawn. The other 2, I probably should have discarded one of them, but never mind. That's right.
No, don't.
So, just do movement. Okay, so that's the end of the movement in turn 2 for the AdMech and Imperial Fists. The Rhino has advanced straight up the board, 17 inches, which is quite nice. Those guys are obviously locked in combat. These guys didn't move. Vanguard have moved forwards, so they're just outside of an inch of Lysander, and I've got the 2 plasmas in range of the Leviathan if I want to. That guy moved to just outside of an inch of the Venerable, the Breacher, just there. Onager has just shuffled around a little bit. I'm not entirely sure why, because he still had line of sight where he was, but I just decided to move him. Lysander is moving up against the Grey Hunters, and the Assault Terminators are lining up a charge against the Leviathan. It's looking like 8 inches, so I might be able to do it. We'll see. So we'll go into the shooting phase, and fingers crossed it'll be better than it was last turn for me, but I'm not holding my breath. That's the end of the shooting phase. 2 Transuranics up there took 2 wounds off the battle leader at the back with the mortal wounds. He's passed his normal saves. Missile launcher and bolters didn't do anything, I don't think, to the Leviathan. Okay. These guys did nothing to the Leviathan with the plasmas and the 2 radium carbines that were in range. That guy stripped 5 wounds off it with his torsion cannon, and this guy stripped another 4 wounds off it with his neutron laser. So that was all right.
Very good.
And then we've got the assault phase, I guess, charges to declare. So these guys are going to charge Arjak. There's no Overwatch because he's locked in combat. He's going to charge the Venerable Dreadnought in there. Lysander, is charging the Grey Hunters, and the Terminators are charging the Leviathan. So we'll resolve Overwatch, move any charges that are successful, and come back after the fighting. Okay, that's the end of the fight phase and the end of turn 2 for the Imperium. The Wolf Claws, the Thunderwolves killed the last of the Stern Guard. The Vanguard put a wound on Arjak. Call then put a wound on Arjak. Murderfang then killed Call. Arjak then killed three of these guys.
3, right, so I got 26.
I put a wound, I think, on the... No, I didn't do anything to the Venerable. The Venerable killed the Onager. It didn't explode. Over there, Lysander killed 3 of the 4 remaining Grey Hunters. So I've got a leadership test, or a morale test rather, to do on the Vanguard there. So they are leadership 6. They lost 3, so that's 7. So he dies 2. And that is the end of turn 2. I'm going to roll for my Canticle because, yeah, why not? That's a 5.
4.
A 5 is +1 strength for affected units, so all my AdMech are +1 strength, which is nice, I suppose. Turn 3, Space Wolves coming up. Oh, and I didn't score any objectives. Alright, that's the end of movement phase, turn 3 for the Space Wolves. The Grey Hunters over there have just popped their head out from around the corner. The Wolf Guard battle leader is hiding behind the building because of my snipers. Don't think the Sakaran moved. The Leviathan didn't move. Everything here is locked in combat, and the Thunderwolves have moved around the corner to come against my second Stern Guard unit. Shooting phase, turn 2. Oh, all of Alex's objectives were the same as they were last time, so we didn't shoot that at the beginning of the turn. Shooting phase, turn 3, Space Wolves coming up now. That was all for the shooting in Space Wolves turn 3. A whole lot of not very much, really. The Grey Hunters over there fired at the Rhino and didn't do anything. The Sakaran fired its autocannons and the heavy bolter at the Terminators and killed 1, and the las cannons at the Onager and didn't do anything. These guys threw a frag grenade at the Stern Guard squad, killed 1, and 2 Gravflux bombards from the Leviathan fired at the Onager and didn't do anything there either. So we're going into the charge phase. There's one there. I think that's probably the only charge you've got.
It is.
So I'll do some Overwatch and then he'll move his stuff because I'm not likely to kill anything. One of these was on 2, wasn't it? Oh, it still is. Sorry, it's around the corner. Just didn't see it from this angle. So we'll do that and then we'll go into fighting. So Space Wolves, these guys killed the Stern Guard in combat. Murderfang killed the Vanguard in combat. The Venerable killed the Breacher in combat. And over there, Lysander killed the last of the Grey Hunters.
I'm choosing to ignore my amazing.
I am. Terrible jokes. So that's the end of that. Yeah, what did you score?
So I actually defended.
Yep.
So I got them 2 points. Big Game Hunter, did that have that thing out of Orange have 10 wounds? So, yes.
You didn't kill it this turn, you killed it last
doesn't
turn.
matter. So if an enemy unit with a wound characteristic of 10 or more was destroyed, which has a wound characteristic.
Oh right, yeah, so you got that. So you actually scored that last turn. No, because you
No,
killed
I
it in
just
my
did
turn. You killed the Onager in my turn.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes, I did, didn't I? Oh, you're right. Okay.
But I didn't remember what objective card you've got
That
there.
doesn't matter. And then Blood and Guts, so D3. So.
Okay, marvellous.
Good.
AdMech, for what it's worth, and Imperial Fists turn 3 coming up. That's the end of turn.
Yeah, that's not.
What, turn 3? I think it's turn 3. For the Imperial Fists and AdMech, I did a combined turn because I've got 4, 5, 10, 11 models on the table. The Onager fired its neutron laser at Murderfang, did nothing, then fired its heavy stubbers at him and did 2 wounds, which was awesome.
Heavy stubbers for the win.
The Rhino moved up, fired its storm bolter rather at the Grey Hunters over there. Killed 1, then charged in, did nothing. Have you fought back?
No.
Alright, fight back, you Grey Hunters. So we'll do that in a second. But over here, the Terminators and Lysander killed the Leviathan and have just consolidated this way towards this bundle of joy over here. So Alex is going to do those. If anything changes, we'll inform you at the start of the next turn.
Oh, I doubt it.
And I didn't score any objectives. Okay, so that's the end of turn 3 for the Imperial Fists and the AdMech. Alex did a wound to the Rhino when he did his return attacks. I again didn't score any objectives. Well, I've almost scored that one just because Alex has killed everything of mine. So I've almost got that point, which is, but unfortunately I've still got too many units in my deployment zone. So I am going to call it there. It's quite late and there's no way I can get back. The final score is 7 points to 2 or something, 6 points to 2.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Because Alex got Warlord, First Blood, plus 4, plus Line Breaker.
It's 6 at the moment.
Yeah,
and it's
so
about to be
it's
my turn,
so it's at least 6 points to 2. There's nothing I can do about it. The AdMech have been beaten.
Yay!
I blame the Imperial Fists. If it was just AdMech, I think it might have been different. Because I would have had the Destroyers and the Knight and another squad of Vanguard and another Tech Priest.
That's a tough list. It is a very tough list.
So, yeah, I blame the ridiculously expensive Space Marines, who didn't really do very much, unfortunately.
I did better rolling.
You did? Yeah, no, I'm filming the middle of the table and there's nothing in it. I don't know why I'm doing that. Oh, hi Will. Thanks for that. So yeah, it was a good game.
It's nice to see the Space Wolves out.
It is.
Very much so.
And
They look amazing.
Thanks.
It was a good fun game.
What was your
Ever
best-
since Will got here, it's just all gone to. So anyway,
My shooting went to doesn't it?
yeah. Well, as we've said in the last few games that Will and I have played, shooting is rubbish in 8th edition.
Until turn 3.
Until you
Until-
play.
well, yeah,
until,
unfortunately, yeah.
Until our other games.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What was your
Yes.
best unit?
What was my best unit? I don't really know.
Probably cool.
Who killed 3 Terminators?
Yeah, to be fair, he
Actually,
killed
he did.
he killed a pile of Terminators. So probably.
that sniper taking out.
Actually, yeah,
all
they
the
almost killed the battle leader.
Yeah.
The Rhino over there, because it survived and would have got me line breaker if the game had continued.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty
Um,
silly now.
Well, yeah. Funny that, yeah, I am, yeah. No, pretty much the majority of my army wasn't overly good. There was a lot of really bad rolling for both sides.
You averaged out
Compared to the last 2 games,
Yeah.
I've definitely rolled all my bad dice today.
Yeah, that's for sure.
As opposed to the last couple of games. I don't know, probably the Onager, he did a number of wounds to the Leviathan and some other people, just pinged them off here and there. Or Call, probably.
But Cool's expensive, you're going to expect
It's 250, yeah, 250 points.
In fact, yeah, you deleted a 256 point thing unit.
Yeah, well, yeah, he killed the last 3, didn't he?
Yeah.
You? If you say the Sakaran, I'm going to laugh at you.
No. I would probably say Murder Fan.
I was going to say.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I think what was nice about the units actually is they all worked in harmony. So
Yeah.
that sounds so cheesy, but like
All my
I
units
think
worked in harmony.
having all of them in one spot enabled me to get into there. If I
Yeah.
put them into one flank, you'd have just picked them off.
Yeah.
And then having the fast cav coming around the sides enabled me to.
Yeah,
sort
the
of
Thunder
have a
Wolves
good
did pretty
flank.
well.
So actually, it felt pretty good. Oh, actually no, sorry.
The Cyber Wolves, yeah, of course.
MVP.
That didn't move.
MVP.
That started on that objective, stayed on that objective.
Oh.
Didn't actually score you any points at all.
No, but
But they could have done.
they
could have done.
They could have done.
So that's that. Imperial Fists and AdMech against Space Wolves. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. And as apologies for the randomness of a number of occasions. Sorry, well. Right, so yes, stay tuned for more. And yes, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And yes, we'll see you again soon. Thank you, bye.
Bye.